Hi folks, Scottish Desi here, cooking at home, cooking eggs at home, and today I am going to have a tamagoyaki omelette made with these beautiful blue Araucana eggs. I will layer in some chives, some pickled garlic, chilli and coriander grown freshly on my plot. You can see the flowers, a very nice fragrant touch. Seasoned with salt and pepper and layered onto some bread. Let's get started. First step is to finely chop up my inner fillings. So that's my herbs and chilli and garlic all chopped up. Onto my eggs. So I'm now going to just lightly whisk these up. Now you've got to be careful when you're making your tamagoyaki omelettes that you don't introduce too much air into your whisking. So try and reduce air bubbles in your whisking. So a trick that I learned from the Japanese chefs when they're making these tamagoyakis is to use a chopstick. I'm going to use some olive oil in my tamagoyakis, so just a little bit of oil. So lightly brush your tamagoyaki pan with some olive oil. Just a light touching, that's all that's needed. तो ये अंडे हमारे फेंट चुके हैं। ये हमारा धनिया, कोरिएंडर और चाइव्स को मैंने छोटे छोटे पीसेस में चॉप कर दिया है। तेल को मैंने पैन में डाल दिया। अब तैयार हैं आग लगाने के। So I am now ready to switch on my fire and start to burn away my eggs, heat up my eggs. Here we go folks, let's go! Fire is on, very small heat, we don't need a big heat, and I'll be controlling this heat up and down as I'm making. So let the pan heat up a little bit, and as it's kind of heated up, then we are ready to go. Just spread my oil lightly on the surface, add in a very thin layer of egg mixture. Very thin layer. There we go, that should do me. Spread it out in the pan. Allow that to cook very, very gently on a very small heat. Very low heat, remember. Just be very careful. You don't want to overcook. This is going to cook away more. And once you've got it at this stage, you can then start to roll this over. So what I'm doing here is gently rolling. There's no art to this. You just gotta do what you have to do. Literally just roll it. So the first layer I'm just going to roll all the way, and then I'm going to bring this back to this side and just keep that held nicely down here. That's the first stage done. The first layer has been done, and now I'm going to add in there is enough oil, but you can check if you want to add some more oil. You can add some more oil, and now I'm going to add in some more अंडे. So अभी और अंडे डाल दें इसमें. The pan is quite hot. I'm going to remove this. So just allow that small layer. Again, I'm going to take it off the heat because my pan is fairly hot, and at this stage I am going to sprinkle on some of my chopped herbs, chopped flavour. So bring in some flavour now into here and just lightly cover this up. I'll probably have 2 layers of this. Just lightly spread this on So I'm going to use half of my mix just now, and then I'll add in the other half later to a second layer. So that's looking good, looking good, looking good. Back onto the heat for a little bit. Give it another bit of heat action. And then I am going to roll this over again. So here we go. Here we go, here we go. So it's bubbling up nicely. Now very gently does it. Back a little bit and just roll over. Rolly, rolly. Yep. Rolly, rolly. Rolly, rolly. हो जाओ ए. क्यों नहीं होता तुम? There we go. Way, hey, आई ये हो गया. So that's it. And I've rolled the second layer. Pan is heating up really nicely. And now I'm going to again take this off the heat and add in another layer, another very thin layer of my egg mix. There we go. Looking good. Looking like a wow. ठीक है. चलिए. अब आगे. Now I'm going to add my final chopped herbs. There we go. Just a little bit to go. They're going to go onto this one. And they'll have one more layer on top of that. That'll be perfect. I haven't added any salt and pepper onto this yet. But on these layers, I'll add some. I'll sprinkle some salt and pepper onto these layers. Salt and pepper's gone on. I've taken it off the heat now. And I'm going to add in my last mix of herbs onto here. So just touch of these on. That's my last herb mix. Perfect. Okay, I've done that a bit nicer, but there we go, that's it. And you really don't need a lot of oil in this. The tamagoyaki pan is actually non-stick. So it doesn't need a lot of oil on here. I've not added much onto this. So now again, just let this base slightly cook away, and once that's done, I'm going to start to roll again. Here we go. No art to this. You just gotta do what you have to do. Just roll forward, bring it back down to here, into the front part. And then my last layer of egg is ready to go in. This was 3 eggs, folks. You can make this as many eggs as you want. You just need to take your time. Make sure the layers are thin. पतले पतले लेयर बनाना. पतले लेयर नहीं बनाएंगे तो आपका काम ख़राब हो जाएगा. फिर आप बोलेंगे कि असमत ने बताया नहीं. मैंने बताया है आप लोगों को पतले लेयर बनाना. Make the layers very thin. Otherwise you'll be complaining that I didn't tell you. I've told you. So once the last layer's gone in, I've only added a little bit of salt and pepper, so that's perfect, really nice. If you want, you could add some more. In fact, I might add some more pepper at this stage. There you go, I've added some more pepper onto this at this point. Salt I've gone minimum on. I can always add salt onto it afterwards, but 1 layer of salt is perfectly okay. And once you feel that that base is kind of cooked away nicely, again, roly again. So here we go, the final roll goes on. And chop. Oja. A little bit of pressing is okay. And bring this back. So there we go, my tamagoyaki omelette is looking good. A little press here. And again, just let that cook away in its own heat. Just now for a few seconds, so it doesn't need to go back on the heat again. If you want to crispy this up, you can always keep it on the heat for a bit longer. But that's looking good. And now I'll give this just a few minutes rest in the pan with the heat turned off before I serve onto my bread. I'm going to toasty up my bread as well. So that's my tawa going on. Get the tawa onto some heat. Give it some high heat. And I'm going to toasty up my bread for my omelette. So bread goes on, just give these a nice heat up, just to waken up the fibers in my bread. तो अभी हम tamagoyaki को जाके देखते हैं, omelette को जाके देखते हैं. So here's the omelette ready to throw onto my, there we go, that's it on, and let's have a quick look to see what is happening inside. So that's heating up here very nicely, and I just want to see what's happening in here. Just chop it up, and nice and layered. There you go. Wow, kya baat hai. So this is layered tamagoyaki omelette, folks. It's so delicate, so beautiful, and it's going to go into my bread and enjoy it. There we go, folks, that's me all done. Toasted up my bread a little bit. So onto the bread. This is a virgin olive oil, so I'm going to put quite a small layer of virgin olive oil onto my bread first, and then I'm going to add some of these sauces, some mayo sauce, some hot chili sauce is going to go in, and some mayo sauce. I'll just mixy as we go, and then onto here I am going to just add in a few, whoa, ruk ja. So this is it, folks. A few of these layers. I'll use a few here, add in some greens, throw that on top. There we go, all ready, and that's going to go yummy in my tummy. फिर मिलेंगे लोगों. Thank you so much. शुक्रिया आप लोगों का मेरे वीडियो जो देख रहे हो. Please, if you haven't subscribe and share my videos with your friends. The more love you send me through comments, the more you share and subscribe with your friends, the more videos I will feel the motivation to keep going and bring more eggy videos. अंडे के recipes आप लोगों तक मैं पहुंचाऊंगा. Shukriya, thank you, Allah Hafiz, goodbye, see you again, take care, bye bye.